Hi, Pat Reagan with PMA Tool, and today we're just going to go over barrel installation using the equipment that we offer. The first thing that you'll have to have is a barrel vise of some sort. Our barrel vise will accept barrels up to 1.5 inches. It is a 4-stud design, so it will adapt to any taper that you have. It also, as received from PMA, we send them grease free. When you receive your PMA barrel vise, you want to put a little bit of grease here and a little bit on top of these washers. It's just going to keep that thread lubricated, and it's also going to prevent any galling from happening on top of that washer. We offer 2 different styles of action wrench. Our first and most popular is a straight wrench with a hex end for use with a torque wrench. Very popular. Secondly, we offer a T-handle version. This model is very popular with bench rush shooters who change a lot of barrels, and they also do that a lot at the range with the scope on. Actions are glued in. This is the one that you want for that style of rifle. Today we're going to be using a torque wrench to install the barrel though, and it was advised to us to torque the barrel to 100 foot-pounds, both by the gunsmith who built the rifle, Speedy Gonzalez, and also the action manufacturer, Kelly's. First thing that you want to do before putting that barrel on is you want to apply some anti-seize to the threads. We use the copper anti-seize, not for any great reason. We've just always used it. It's already on all our actions, so we just keep using it. You want to apply some to the lead thread. I like to go the first 3 or 4 threads on that. Make sure they're nice and full. Just kind of rotate it. Wipe it in there. And a little bead, just kind of in a spot. Also, the most important, well, not most important, but a very important part of the anti-seize application is to put that there in the shoulder of the barrel where it's going to mate up against the face of the receiver. Oftentimes it gets a little messy. Just wipe any excess off. You're going to get some come out when the barrel's installed as well. So this rifle right here is what's called glued and screwed, which means the action is not going to come out of the stock easily. We're not going to do anything about that. We're just going to roll with it. Also, something that we don't do on every barrel, but we're doing on this barrel, we've wrapped it in painter's tape. The finish on this barrel is really a high polish. Most of our barrels here in the shop are not, but today we're going to use this to protect the finish. Usually you only will have a problem with any kind of marring if you don't tighten these screws enough. If you tighten these to 40 foot-pounds ish, which is really just a good shove, you're not going to have any slippage. But with this high polished barrel, an ounce of prevention is worth a $500, $800 barrel, which this is. Since our action is glued and screwed into the stock, we're going to be installing it with it in the stock, of course. But I like to get them started on my foot. It gives it a nice place, nice, secure, soft-ish place to land. And then we thread the barrel in. Get it started. Nice and easy. And once we've got that just hand tight, we're going to get this barrel into the vise. Hand tight. Now we're ready to put the barrel into the vise. When you're tightening these screws or these nuts here, I like to go caddy corner, and I'll just work on 2 of them. Just keep floating back and forth until you've made good secured contact. And then we're going to go ahead and tighten that one down, this one, and then we can just run those last 2 down real quick. Give them good shove. All 4 corners. You do not want that barrel to slip. Now, as it was recommended to us from Speedy and Vise, we've got our torque wrench set to 100 foot-pounds. Surprisingly, I mean, if you don't do this often, 100 foot-pounds is really not all that much. Go ahead and engage that all the way in. If you think about it, back that off a little bit, but in my experience, our action wrenches are a lot softer than barrel steel. Not gonna scratch your barrel, not gonna scratch your action. We're ready to go. 100 foot-pounds. Nice and easy pressure. If we had this action off of the stock, we wouldn't be too worried. Just give it a little support. With the action still in the stock, I'm gonna put my hip into it a little bit, my thigh, and just nice easy pressure till you hit 100. There you have it. Back that off there. Remove the action wrench. Take the action wrench out of the torque wrench. Don't try to pull that out all at once. You'll have a mess. After we've got that barrel installed, we're ready to go. Again, I like to get 2 of those nuts loosened all the way. Just kind of makes things easier. Back that off. Now we're going to loosen the other 2. When you loosen the ones that are actually doing the work, make sure you're supporting either your action or your stock. We don't want that to fall. Back those off. And voila. Now you'll notice that little bit of extra grease squeezed out. That's great. That's what we want it to do. I'm going to use a paper towel and get that off of there here in a moment. Rifle's ready to go, and this has been PMA Tool. Till next time.